Hi there, welcome to Bible/Chat.
She said give a pause.
I did.
Okay.
I paused. We've been getting some advice from our editor, our sound editor, who's amazing, by the way. But she was telling us that we start too quickly, and so she's always having to edit our voices. So we have to give a pause, like that, before we start. So that's
a whole
been the
note.
A whole note. A whole note. 4 beats. So
Yeah.
Jason, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Very good. We have a question for you. One of our
I'm just kidding.
One of our devoted listeners, who we love. One of our 2 devoted listeners, who we love. No, a dear friend of ours who was in our church for a while, moved to Texas recently.
Yes. Very dear.
Very dear. We love her. She asked a question, I think a very helpful question, actually.
Yeah.
And the question is this. So demons, we talked a lot about demons, Satan, other things.
Yeah.
So here's a question. Can demons die?
That's a
Now,
great
obviously, when we think about death, demon isn't a physical being. But
Spirit.
But in what sense can a demon...
Right.
cease to be? Can
Right.
a demon cease to exist?
Right.
What are some texts that inform that, and then
Yeah.
how we think about that? Maybe
That's a great
biblically?
question. Yeah, it's like the same thing as saying, can angels die?
Right, exactly.
Because they were originally angels in heaven.
Angelic beings.
Yeah, Satan too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So can they die? And like you said, they are spirit beings. So I would say by definition, a spirit being cannot physically die.
Right.
The physical form that they take could die,
Yeah.
but then they would leave
Right.
and go somewhere else.
Go to another being.
Yeah, go to another being or go back to where they came from, if you
Gotcha.
will. The text that sometimes that came to my mind was the Gerasene demoniac in the Gospels, like in Mark 5, where they are in a guy who's
Right.
just super powerful. They try to shackle him, but he's breaking that, and he's out in the tombs because you can't have him near people. But Jesus confronts this demon, and they have a conversation,
horde, right?
which
The
is
many.
exactly
Yep.
in verse 9 of Mark 5. He says, "My name is Legion," meaning because we're many.
Yeah.
And so the demons, because they know who Jesus is, start panicking and imploring him to not send them out of the country. Now there was a large herd of swine, so they said, "Send us into that."
Yeah.
And so Jesus does. He grants them their request.
Yeah.
I mean, we can get into more, but we can't
Yeah.
here. But so he does, and he gives them permission. And coming out, the unclean spirits entered into the swine, and the herd rushed down the steep bank. 2,000 were drowned. 2,000 pigs drowned in the sea.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't say the demons died. Certainly the pigs died, because
Right.
the demons drove them into the sea. And wherever they went else after that, we have no idea. Okay, so I would say by their very nature,
Yeah.
just like unfallen angels, holy angels,
Yeah.
cannot cease to be.
Yeah.
But they, because they don't have a physical
Body in that sense.
in
Yeah.
that sense, but they will eternally die in hell,
Gotcha.
in the lake of fire,
Okay.
which we see at the end of Revelation.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So in that sense, so like we would say then that like maybe even those demons that were in those pigs, in some capacity, are still around on the
Could
earth
very well
right
be,
now,
yeah.
probably doing something
Could
unrighteous,
very well be, right?
but just everywhere.
Yeah, even that where that section where it says they leave and the house is
The strong man, yeah.
yeah, and then they come back and they
they
find
come
it.
back in.
Oh, it's easier to get it now, and they bring like 7 others with them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, whether they go back and forth, can they? I don't know if we can definitively say that.
Yeah.
But we could, they're certainly around.
Right.
Because
Active,
yeah,
around.
Spiritual warfare texts all over the place.
And as spiritual beings, they don't die. So their host dies, but then they're
Right.
able to move to a new
yeah,
host.
like a parasite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that motion will continue until they're cast into hell.
To the very end.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then there's an eternal death, which
Right.
is punishment in that sense.
Right. Yeah, they're not. Their soul is not dying in
Right.
in any like ceasing to be. Like
Right.
there's no annihilation.
Right.
Right. So hell, whether it's for a human being or for an angelic being who's fallen,
Right.
will be essentially the same.
Gotcha.
Same experience. But there, it's not like they say they get a resurrected body or anything like that.
Yeah.
They never had a body. So similar experience of wrath, God's
Right.
eternal wrath, but different form.
Different
that
form
they'll
of
be
that
taking
wrath.
because they're
Yeah.
still spirit beings
Yeah, and no physical body.
for them at the end. No,
At the end,
they
yeah.
can take physical hosts,
Yeah.
like a person
Right.
or even an animal,
Right.
but no, not their own body. So they cannot cease to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super helpful. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Hard question. I mean,
Yeah,
that's actually
very,
really
very
tricky.
tricky.
Yeah, but very, very helpful, I think. Very
Yeah.
insightful question.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, man.
You're very
That's
welcome.
helpful. Yeah, but if you have any questions, feel free to email us anytime at info@faithbibleoc.org. Thanks so much.